Hi, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I'm Maria. We're going to be talking about pre-approved homes today. Thanks for being here and spending some time with us on our live event. Took a little bit to get started, but we are here now and we are ready to go. All right. Don't worry if you can't stay for the entire thing. If you have to leave early or know someone who couldn't make it today, this session is being recorded and we'll be able to share that at a later date. That way it's here. It can always be referenced in case you need it while you plan your project. A couple of things. We have someone monitoring the chat box, so go ahead and as you think of them, send us your questions, send us any comments. We'll be sending resources to different areas on our website and different information. I'm going to save questions for after the presentation, but go ahead, send any kind of questions. When you're building a house, there's no dumb or stupid questions. It's a really big deal. So you'll want to get those out on the table so we can talk about it. And then stay tuned after the presentation. We're going to take a closer look at the collection in our homes in our pre-approved collection on our website, and I'll walk through the floor plans and designs with you. So yeah, stick around. Hope you get to stay. Let's jump in. I'm going to share my screen here so we can start taking a look specifically at our pre-approved home collection and why that might be something you want to consider. Okay. So let's start with this. What is a pre-approved home anyway? What does that even mean? So a couple of years ago, we started a pre-approved home collection. It was a process that the county offered to the public to get home designs pre-reviewed and then pre-approved. Every project that goes into the county right now to get a building permit, the review viewers are looking at it in its entirety. We can modify plans, but sometimes the same plan is used over and over again. And so what pre-approve process does is allow the plan reviewers to look at it once so that it can be used again and again. So that's what we've done. We started that a couple of years ago. Some code changes happened, and we had to revise our plans. And now we have 3 new pre-approved models to offer. They've gone through the process of approval with the plan reviewers at the building division at Hawaii County. And now we can offer them to be used for projects. What's specific or what's critical about pre-approved plans, it's one design that gets used over and over again. And that one design is specific to certain conditions. One, this pre-approved option is right now only available for Hawaii County. And 2, it's only available on a slab foundation, and that's intentional. Our homes, a slab foundation can generally be built on most lots where lots are flat. We use specific structural details and footing details intentionally for areas that have solid rock. And we'll talk a little bit about that later when we take a look closer at our designs. So if you're considering a pre-approved home, know that our plans have slab foundations and that they are designed specifically for lots with solid rock. So if, for instance, your property has a lot of soil, maybe you need deeper foundation footings, maybe there's a lot of elevation changes on your property that'll require your foundation to be redesigned, this pre-approved option isn't going to work. And then the other thing is that because these have been pre-approved, our designs can't change. Something as simple as maybe changing a piece of hardware, changing the size of a beam, maybe even sometimes changing a specific type of siding will change the entire design. So with these pre-approved plans, it's very important that there are no changes, no modifications allowed. All right, so let's jump into the 3 reasons why you might consider a pre-approved home design for your project. One of the biggest reasons we feel a pre-approved option is something you might think about is because it saves a lot of time. Because we've done a lot of things ahead of time, we're saving time in drafting, we're saving time in architectural review times, and with the county's help, saving time in the plan review process. So typically lead times right now to even prepare a set of plans, you could be looking at maybe about 2 to 3 months before you even get to the point where you're reviewing a set of plans with an architect. When you're submitting plans into the county, right now it could take anywhere from 3 to 4 months. That's the average. So with a pre-approved plan, you're cutting time in the design phase and you're cutting time in the plan review phase. You could potentially save 2 months in that lead time. Could be what usually takes 6 months, could come down to maybe 2 to 3 months. Oh, excuse me. The other reason why you might consider a pre-approved home is because it saves money. So it saves money in several ways. We talked about how these plans are already prepared. So you're saving money in drafting fees. Because the plans are already done, drafting is limited to preparing only the plot plan for your property. You're also saving in architectural fees because our architect has already reviewed and stamped the set of plans. They don't have to spend time in re-reviewing our project, so the fees are much better. We're also saving in professional and planning fees. So we typically will collect a fee for helping with the home planning service. On top of the drafting fees and the architectural fees. So what typically might cost $3,100 actually gets reduced to $1,900. So that's already a $1,200 savings. And that's including the promotion that I'll talk about later that we're offering with this program. You're also saving money when it comes to the materials and construction. I talked a little bit about the specific type of foundation detail or footing detail that we included in our plans. Not only that, we're also in our plans put different features or design features that help to make the construction simpler. Those things are like gable roofs. They're less complex than hip roofs. There are no valleys to build out, no hips to build out. You don't have to cut any additional angles in your roofing material. When we talk about a foundation, this foundation in these homes only have 4 corners, so they're less complex than some other foundations out there with a lot of jogs in them. So they're the kind of things that we think about and wanted to incorporate into these designs to make them more affordable to build. And then third, pre-approved plans don't last forever. What does that mean? And like how we started a couple of years ago, whenever there are codes that change, our plans need to be updated to meet those codes. So the plans that were pre-approved this year are going to be expected to be updated when codes change later this year. So the state has given all of the counties up until the end of August to adopt their state code or make changes to their code. So once that happens, then the counties will have new information, new codes to comply with. And that means our designs will change. So these plans won't be available after August. So the time is right. If you are in that place where you're looking for something that you need right away or want to get started right away, this is something that you might want to consider. And until June 1st, we're offering $500 off our planning fee. And these are the homes in our collection. We've got our Huaca, our Puamelia, and Puamelia Deluxe. The Huaca and Puamelia homes are what we consider our classic homes. They've been around for decades and are still very popular, tried and true solutions to affordable building all on their own. And so now that we have them offered in a pre-approved collection, we're helping to make them even more accessible to people who are wanting to build fast, build affordably, and get into a new home sooner. Let's see here. So I'm going to jump from here into the homes. Let's see. Okay, I'm starting to get some messages here. I'm going to try to get to some of them. Let's take a couple questions before we jump over to our website and the floor plans. Question here, can you select your own flooring, windows, and floors from all choices? Are they limited? So in these pre-approved plans, the choices are limited. It's what's spec'd out in our designs. However, with HPM homes, you do have the option to customize materials and design. So say if you did want to have specific type of windows, sizes or configurations or different size doors, that's something that we could accommodate in our drafting services. When it comes to flooring, flooring might depend on what kind of flooring. Our houses are spec'd with luxury vinyl tile flooring in the pre-approved plans and in our HPM home plans. Flooring, technically, actually, type of flooring might affect some structural details, just the weight of the flooring, where it's being used. So in the HPM Homes program, you can select a pre-approved, you cannot. 2 of our lots, okay. Okay, question is, our lots are in a homeowners association areas. Will we have any problems getting these homes through an HOA on the Big Island? The question will depend on what criteria your HOA has in their CCNRs. I want to say in my experience, there's sometimes or most times a limitation or a requirement for the square footage. And I believe our homes might fall under that square footage for some HOAs. So you'll want to take a look specifically at the criteria that they write into their CCRs to see if those match up with our pre-approved homes. What is the cost of a pre-approved package? Is there financing? I'll jump over to our pricing guide so we can take a look at where pricing starts for our pre-approved packages and all of our packages. In fact, if you would like to get a copy of that pricing guide, go ahead and request information through our website, and I'll show you where that is also, and you'll be sent a pricing guide. We don't offer financing. However, we do offer bonding services that are required when you do finance with a lender in Hawaii. And we also have some financial lender partnerships on island. We have a resource on our website that you can also see them listed there. No, I'm sorry, we don't have smaller homes yet as pre-approved. Knowing that codes are changing, we want to be able to offer this smaller collection until we have a better idea of what the new codes are going to be and take our designs from there. These three models, two of the three, Huaca and Familia, are always in the top 5 of the most popular models. So we wanted to put some energy into those designs. What if we need post and peer foundation? Can we redraft them? Yes, so we can redraft plans. These post and peer designs will fall into our typical HPM homes process. And that'll depend, what that foundation will look like will depend on what your lot conditions are, especially with post and pier. The nice thing about post and pier is that when you have elevations is that you can more easily adapt your foundation to them. But even in a post and pier foundation, there are limitations when it comes to how high they can go off the ground. Is financing available in lava zones 1 and 2? That is a great question that I don't have the answer for. However, I know that our financial partners are that we work with can offer that pricing. And from my understanding, the programs are different from lender to lender. So we'll link to that directory on our website to get in touch with the lender who can help with that question. Great questions, keep them coming. Okay, so proof finishes come with the pre-approved home. So to confirm, correct. The plans cannot be changed. Materials specified in the plans cannot be changed. Finishes that are spec'd out in the plans also, whatever is spec'd out cannot be changed. That is what, whatever is written on the plan is what the building inspector will expect to see installed on the construction site. All right, okay, let's jump over to our website so we can take a look at our new pre-approved homes landing page and the floor plans. Here. Okay, I'm going to start from the very beginning so you can see where to navigate. Okay, on our website here, we're going to head over to home design. That is where pre-approved homes link exists. We'll click on that. Oh, one more question while we navigate there. The question is, can you provide reviews of local contractors who have put together your models? So, you know what, why don't we're on the website. I'll direct you to the directory that I mentioned here in our pro services section. We have a Better Builder directory here. And this is a list that we offer to have people who are looking for services for builders of all types take a look by the location that they're in. So I would say this is a great start to a great resource to start your search for a contractor. Let's see. Sometimes depending on what's going up right now and the model that you're looking for, you might be able to arrange either a visit or a conversation or just like an opportunity to see what that's looking like. That'll always depend on the availability of the builder and willing to be part of that search. But I would say, yeah, if you're wanting to get in touch with some local contractors who have built a specific model, let us know. Okay, so lenders posted on the website. Let's go there right now. So that directory is not the builder better directory, but the building resources right here. And this is where you're going to get resources to different groups in our industry. You have government agencies, you have organizations, and then we have the financial institutions here, realtors, architects, and drafting services here as well. So I would start my search here. Okay, great questions. Keep them coming. Okay, so let's jump over to the home design section again. Here is the pre-approved homes landing page. Oh, just kidding. It's telling me to slow down. That's what's happening here. Let's try that one more time. There's home design. I'm going to go to pre-approve. Oh, still yet. Okay, while our page loads, I'm doing too much right now. That's what's happening. Let's refresh. Okay, we're going to go to the link. Thank you. Here we go. Okay. This is our pre-approved models landing page. You'll find information again about the program, but these are links to the models, our Huaca, Fuamilia, and Fuamilia Deluxe. So the Huaca, well, when it came out, used to be referred to as the 1056. And then the Fuamilia was called the 1056 Deluxe. So we've kind of honored that tradition of the deluxe. But in case you've seen these named in a different way, that's what they are. All right, let's go with our Huaca. So the Huaca is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. We consider a ranch style with gable roof. On this page, on the model sheet page, I'm gonna minimize this here. You're gonna see our floor plan, which you can download and print. And then we're also gonna have links to information on the right. When you go to one of these links here, what you're gonna get is a flyer that shows you what's all included in our materials package. So our Huaca is 68 feet by 24 feet footprint. What we've done with these models is revise their layout slightly. You know, over the past decades, we've seen plans get modified and seen really common things happen. One of the most common things to happen in our plans, and I think it's the sign of the modern lifestyles that we live, is this open kitchen concept. So that's been around for a while now, but our plans are finally catching up to that. Our standard plans are catching up to that. In the Huaca here, we have our kitchen in the corner. You have an island, very open to this large living room and to the dining room as well. We incorporated a sliding patio door now in the dining room that takes you outside to the back, and then also connect back into the 2-car attached carport here. We adjusted the size of the closets here slightly so that our bedrooms are a little bit bigger. And as you can see, so these guys right here, that's showing you where all the windows are. So lots of natural light coming into our Huaca living space. And then you get your 2 full bathrooms here. All right, let's jump over to that what's included flyer real quick. Okay. So our packages not only include the rough material and the major building materials that's what we call the shell of your home. We're also including finished material. That's from drywall to paint to doors to cabinets, countertops in your kitchens and bathrooms, and then also your plumbing and lighting finishes. That include floor covering included in those interior finishes. So you can see here, you know, you're getting all your rebar, your wire mesh, your anchors, but what's not included is also going to be listed here. And this is going to be important when you're thinking about what your budget still needs to account for. Now, concrete is going to be supplied outside of this materials package. All of your rough-in material, so that's anything that's inside of your walls is going to be supplied outside of this materials packages, along with appliances. When you think about your budget, you're also going to include outside of this materials package what the cost of your lot is, and then also the cost to prepare your lot for the home, and then your labor costs, whether you decide to be an owner builder or hire a general contractor. Okay, so let's go back, take a look at our Puamelia. So the Puamelia is also 3-bedroom. This one has 2.5 baths. Let's go down to the floor plan here. So very similar layout as the Huwaka when it comes to the bedroom and the bathroom configuration. Even the living room is very similar. The biggest difference here is that now the living area is connected to an indoor laundry area. So that's a really nice, convenient thing to have inside the house. It also offers an additional bathroom outside. So that's great for you know, if you're outside and don't want to bring in dirt to get to that bathroom, this is the bathroom option for them. We have even a little bit bigger storage here off of the carport. The biggest difference from this Puamelia from the last Puamelia is that it even grew 2 feet wider on the footprint. So this is 66 by 26 feet. So now you're getting even more square footage in your home. This also has that gable roof design. Okay, now let's take a look at the Puamelia Deluxe. So it's, again, the Puamelia, but this is now a 4-bedroom home. The footprint on the Puamelia grew into the Puamelia Deluxe, so it's a 72, and we brought it back to a 24 feet wide. This one has a hip roof instead of a gable, so you can see it's stretched right in this area to accommodate that fourth bedroom. So 3 bedrooms on one side, you have your master suite, and then the full bathroom with even a little bit more storage here. Still going with that open concept, kitchen, living, dining, sliding patio door to get to the back, and then your indoor laundry area. Go back to our pre-approved page and jump over to questions. Okay, one of the questions before we got into the landing page, we're asking about approval timelines. When it goes to the county for approval, then changes take place before building begins. Oh, okay. I think this question is asking what happens if you apply for a pre-approved home and then codes change. What happens if changes happen and the application is still in the county? So according to new admin codes last year, any application that's in the county before and haven't gotten a permit issued and the codes change, you have up until 6 months after that new code goes into effect to obtain a permit for that original application. So according to that rule, any application that's already in the process of getting a permit application has until 6 months after the new code is in effect to get that new permit issued. I hope that was the question. If not, ask it again. So it looks like we got lots of questions. Above the ground. So our pre-approved homes are not meant to be raised and built above the ground. They are intended to be built on a concrete slab. Again, specifically, this foundation is also meant to be built on lots with solid rock on them. The reason being, I know I was going to talk about this. We incorporated footing, a special footing detail into our plans. And this footing detail comes from the county, where it allows the footings on your foundation to be shallower than a standard concrete footing. So a standard concrete footing has to be 20 inches deep. With this county detail, your footings can be 12 inches deep, but it has to be built on a specific type of soil condition, and that soil condition is solid rock. So where you have lava rock, this is happening in most parts in Puna, where you're building right on blue rock. That's where these kinds of foundations is going to, or where it's built for, intended for. If you are interested in building off of the ground, then we can invite you to participate in the typical HPM Homes program, where we can modify plans according to your site conditions. Okay, question is, if we're planning to build this winter, are price subject to change? Quick answer is yes. Pricing in general for materials have been increasing for quite some time with the demand and volume, limited supply. Prices have just been increasing steadily over the past few months. So pricing today is going to be different pricing later in the year. We do see from reports with our buyers that maybe the amount of pricing increases or the jump might level off later this year, but prices are subject to change. So whenever we talk about budgeting for building a home, we always recommend that there is what we call a contingency amount. And that's your, like, in case something happens, in case prices go up later this year, in case something happens, if something gets damaged, if something, just something I didn't expect happens, that's what your contingency plan is meant to help with in your budget. How are utility easements handled? Does HPM assist with recording these easements? I'm not sure. We don't handle recording easements. I would recommend easement. Maybe check first with the planning department on easements. I would start my search there. First, we don't assist in that area. Do we see any 2-bedroom plans to be pre-approved by the state soon? So pre-approved happens at a county level, and each county has different codes and rules when it comes to building homes. For us, 2-bedroom plans at the moment, we don't have any plans to pre-approve a 2-bedroom home, but that doesn't mean that we won't consider it later. In certain counties, they don't have pre-approved options, but they have maybe like a additional dwelling unit program that has criteria rather than the number of bedrooms, but by the square footage of a home. And that square footage usually falls on like a 1 or 2-bedroom size home for additional dwelling units. So it kind of just depends on what the rules are and what's allowed in each county. Okay, prices fluctuate. Is there any way to lock in price? Unfortunately, there is not a way to lock in price. We watch it very closely on a regular basis so that we can always, one, try to be as prepared as we can, but also prepare our customers. Um, a lot of times, I think we're working on projects that are months out, so we have to be aware that those things are changing, or prices will change eventually, and it's a reason why we strongly recommend those contingency amounts in our budget. What about the Pikake and Olu Olu packages? I would love to pre-approve all of our plans. You let us know what models are the ones that appeal to you the most. We started off with the Huaca Puemelia because those were our most popular. We wanted to put a lot of our energy into the ones that we knew people were looking for. So if you feel like there is a need for other packages to be pre-approved, then we will definitely consider those for our next round. Let's see. What is the turnaround time to get materials delivered to home sites? That is going to be depend on what kind of material you're ordering and what's available in stock. We have various production times for our manufactured product, depending on what location or what branch you're purchasing materials from. There might also be a different lead time for delivery dates, what days go, or where, or what day, which location our deliveries are going. So check in with your local pro sales team to find out what the current lead times are for one, deliveries, but then also for different or specific product categories. So those bultos lava count as solid rock. So those are the areas, when we say solid rock, those are the type of soil conditions that we're talking about. What is the timeline difference between these fast track homes and other HPM plans? Okay, great. Let's see here, and I wrote this down. Okay, so typically when a standard HPM homes package, without even making any changes, it's taking maybe about 6 months to get from putting a set of plans together, coordinating with the architect to review and stamp it, and then submitting it into the county and that plan review time. So we've started already submitting some of these into the county. So we're gonna watch to see how fast our plan review is with a pre-approved model. On the drafting and the stamping side, what normally would take at minimum, if no changes, 2 months, actually gets down to just about 1 month. Because we only have, because the drafting is limited to a site plan, it takes less time for us to draft a complete set of plans. And because the architect has already approved reviewed the plans and stamped them, we just need to get that site plan stamped. So that the next stamping day is when we get those plans prepared. So what we're waiting now is to see how quickly these pre-approved plans are coming out of the plan review process. The time that's intended for the building review. So when plans go into the county, the different divisions are doing their reviews. It goes through planning, it goes through engineering, it goes through health, and then to building. It still needs to get through those first 3 departments. But when it comes to building, because it's something that they've already seen, we expect those to turn around much more quickly than when typical plans do. Okay. I hope I answered some questions. If you have more questions or want to dive deeper into any other responses, let us know. Best way to stay informed of new models launching, new promotions, new HPM Homes news is to sign up on our website. And like I mentioned, I'll show you where that is. You go to the bottom of the pre-approved landing page, you'll see a form to submit your contact information, and you'll be added to our list of our email list to get that kind of information. Okay, got a couple more questions. Can changes be made to the house after initial construction is completed? So once you finalized your home, I'm reading this as once you've completed your home, you've gotten the final inspection, can you make changes to your house? And that is yes. So that would be like considering, say if you wanted to put an addition up, extend the house or remodel. So that option is available after the initial construction is complete. Depending on what kind of work that you want to do, what you want to do may require additional permitting. Things like, say if you wanted to add another bedroom off the back, or if you wanted to extend the garage out, that would be considered an addition and its own permit process. If you wanted later to maybe remodel the master bath into maybe a more ADA accessible one, if you're doing new plumbing work, then that would require its own permit process. Okay. Do permits include electrical and plumbing? So right now, the building permit is separate from your electrical and plumbing permits. The county is going through a process of developing a new permitting system that's going to make all the building and electrical plumbing permits under one permit. But for now, they're separate. Does a septic design need to be approved prior to the beginning the build? So your septic system, I'm reading that as the septic installation need to be approved prior to the building. The timing, I want to say that'll depend. The septic does need to be approved or inspected after it's prepared. In my experience, I see the septic going in around the same time the foundations are being worked on. So it's happening during that phase of construction. I hope that's what that question means. Another way I can read that is the septic design approved prior to building. Your septic design is part of your building permit application and does is part of the plan review process. So when it goes to Department of Health, that's what they're reviewing, is the septic design and the submission that the civil engineer sent over. What's a good way to estimate budget? Is it 3 times the house package? So generally, yes, that's been kind of like the rule of thumb. Your materials in any project tend to be a third of what the entire project is, but that's very general. It will always depend on your specific project, who your builder is, what your lot conditions are, what your design is, what your material selections end up being. And then it also depends on where you're building on the island. Cost of construction will vary based off of where on the island you're building. Are these pre-approved plans accepted as owner builder, or do you have a licensed contractor on board? So we don't have a licensed contractor for any of our homes or the pre-approved collection. You can build as an owner builder. There's specific information and criteria to be aware of when you decide to be an owner builder. And that's a resource that we can send out for you. I don't believe that's on our website, so we'll be sure to get you a link to the owner builder information. Let's see. So another question, is it difficult to find a general contractor to build now? How tight is the market? I can't say how tight the market is. I am not familiar with all areas of the island and the industries that are related to us. But I know finding a contractor can be a challenge. It kind of just depends on timing, what you're building, and really, I would say more fit. Knowing or kind of building a relationship with a general contractor, especially in a first-time situation, is going to be really important. Building a house, I've experienced some owners, it takes up a lot of space in your head, in your heart, in your life. And so finding a good partner out there, a general contractor, you want to spend a lot of time, even in that decision making, because this is going to be, in most times, 6 to 12 month experience. So I would say try to take your time and put a lot of thought into choosing the right builder for you. The question is, have I been involved with a coworker firm from start to finish? What time frame did the build out get done in the Mountain View area? Not in the Mountain View area, in the Puna area. I helped my brother get through the process of building a huaka in the, I guess it would be maybe Mountain View, Orchid Land, but higher up. He chose to be an owner builder, and I want to say that took a good 8 to 10 months process, but that was maybe a couple of years ago. I'm less involved on the sales and the planning side these days, but that's the typical a typical lead time, especially when you're financing, tend to be anywhere from 8 to 12 months. Okay, great questions. Okay, what is the best way to schedule a sit-down meeting with HPM designer, go through questions, and you're in the Waimea location? Okay, best way, first thing is to request information here on our website. When that submission goes through, it's going to go to the location that you're requesting, and a person or a home planning consultant on our team will reach out to follow up with you, and then you can arrange a meeting that way. Our home planning consultant for the Waimea location is at our Kona branch. However, we take consultations here in Hilo, in the Home Design Center as well for Waimea locations. You let us know what your preference is or where you prefer to meet. We can also do virtual consultations now too. So if that's a better way to meet, let us know. Okay, let's say a few more minutes here. These are all great questions. Oh, pricing. Right. I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you for reminding me. Give me a moment to pull that up. Okay, pricing we recently updated and released. We have pricing for all of the different locations that we're in. And that's because materials packages throughout the state are going to be different. One, based off of codes that require different requirements, but then also what we can supply in each area. The one I'm going to show you is the one for the Big Island. Here, that going. Oops. Okay, this is our pricing guide. I'm starting on the second page here. Let's change the view here. All right. So our new pricing guides, there are 2 pages now instead of what there used to be one, just to make the information easier to digest. On one side is going to be pricing for our homes on a slab foundation, and then on the other side is going to be pricing on homes with post and pier foundations. We're going to jump over to the slab foundation side, and oops, our pre-approved Huaca plan. So metal roof with slab, it's going to be $74,000. The Pua Melia is $82,000, and then Pua Melia Deluxe is $90,000. So if you need or want to get a copy of this pricing guide, again, visit our website, sign up for more information, and you will be sent a copy of this guide. We're trying to update this more regularly, especially since pricing is changing all the time. The next one I have planned is for later in the year, so stay tuned for that. Okay. All right. Again, if you have more questions, oh, we have more questions. Go ahead. If we can't get to them this time around, make sure you bring those when you sit down with a home planning consultant. All right, okay, last question is this option available for Maui? Not yet. I'd like to. In fact, I would like to offer pre-approved options to the entire state. What we're doing right now that we've launched pre-approved for Big Island, me personally is looking at what the other options are for pre-approved homes in the different counties. Maui County right now has available additional dwelling units. But I'm getting feedback that pre-approved homes is something definitely that the community is looking for. I've already started inquiring with City and County of Honolulu. So we're going to try to look at what's available there. And then same like Maui, Kauai's got, I believe, additional dwelling units available as well. So we'll keep working on it. And that's definitely something that we want to be able to work towards. Yes, Maui, I see you. We'll try. Okay. Well, gosh, thank you so much, everyone, for spending time with us today and sending your questions. There's even a lot more things to talk about when it comes to home planning. So I encourage you to reach out and sit down with one of our home planning consultants. They're available here at our HPM home design centers. Again, we can do virtual consultations, or you can come by and meet with them in person. Give us a call, you'll get connected. Shout out to the teams who've been really rallying with the volume that's happening in home building right now. I'm so excited for this program to be out there, because we know this is something that can help a lot of families who are limited on time, on budget and need to get into something quick. So, all right. Thanks again. Hope to see you soon with some more information and these kinds of series. If there's a topic that you're looking to dive into or want to get information, let us know too. We can keep doing these together with you. All right. Take care.